Okay, so you know how we were talking about that article, 5 Reasons Why the Japanese Don't Get Fat?
Yeah.
Well, one statistic totally blew my mind.
Okay.
Like, only 3% obesity rate in Japan versus 35% here in the U.S.
Wow. Yeah, that's a huge difference.
So today, let's do a deep dive into this and try to understand, like, what's going on.
Yeah, let's break it down.
I mean, we're not saying you need to suddenly start, eating seaweed and rice for every
All
meal,
right.
but maybe we can learn a thing or two and find some practical tips to improve our own health.
Absolutely.
This Green Thickies article is like our roadmap, and we're going to hit 5 key areas: diet, exercise, gut health, posture, and even how education plays into all of this.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
All right, so first up, diet. The article highlights how the Japanese really emphasize home-cooked meals,
Mm-hmm.
using fresh local ingredients: fish, rice, tons of veggies, soup, fruit.
Right.
It's such a contrast to the processed food and fast food that's so common elsewhere.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it?
Totally. Like, what if just cooking at home more often could make a real difference in our weight?
Well, when you cook your own food, you're in control, right? You choose the ingredients. You can go for less processed stuff, fewer unhealthy fats, less added sugar.
Right.
And you're naturally more aware of how much you're actually eating.
Portion control, yeah.
Exactly. It's like shifting away from that whole industrialized food system where it's all about convenience and not so much about what's actually good for you.
And it's not just about cooking more, it's also about what they're cooking, right?
For sure.
This article points out that the Japanese diet is high in omega-3 fatty acids.
Which are so important.
Exactly. They're great for your heart, help reduce inflammation,
Hmm.
and get this, they eat like 5 times the amount of cruciferous vegetables compared to Americans.
Wow, that's a lot of broccoli.
It's mind-blowing, right? I mean, that's a serious difference in veggie intake.
No kidding. Those omega-3s, often from fish, really contribute to well-being on a cellular level. And those cruciferous veggies, broccoli, cabbage, they're packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber.
And they help your body detoxify too, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've got compounds that support those natural processes.
So I want you listening right now to think about this. How many of your meals each week are actually home cooked
Yeah,
versus like takeout or pre-made stuff?
good question.
Could you even just swap in 1 or 2 more home-cooked meals? Would that make a difference? It's worth considering.
It's all about those small changes adding up over time.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on to exercise.
All right.
The article makes this interesting observation that in Japan, movement seems built into their daily life.
Interesting.
Less reliance on cars means more walking, cycling, even just standing on packed trains.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily about hitting the gym every day.
right.
It's like this background level of activity.
Makes sense. Our bodies are meant to move. Sitting all day long can really mess with your metabolism and your overall health.
No doubt. And this constant low-intensity movement probably burns a good amount of calories, too.
Oh, for sure. Keeps your heart healthy. It all adds up while feeling like a workout.
And they even mention this correlation between sitting time and life expectancy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
It's like the more you sit, the shorter your lifespan could be.
It's pretty sobering when you think about it.
Totally. So if you're like most of us, you're probably sitting a lot.
Yeah, at a desk or in the car.
Exactly. So could you walk or bike for even part of your commute? Could you stand up and move around more if you have a desk job? These little things might matter more than we realize.
Absolutely. Even small changes can add up.
All right, so gut health, this is a big one. The article says a healthy gut is crucial for absorbing nutrients.
It's like the foundation.
Right. And the Japanese diet seems pretty gentle on the digestive system.
Makes sense. Why do you think gut health is so important for our overall health and weight?
Well, it's all about the trillions of microorganisms living in our gut.
Our microbiome.
Exactly. And they play a huge role in digestion, nutrient absorption, even our immune system and mood.
It's amazing how much they impact.
Right. And when your gut microbiome is diverse and healthy, it can better extract those nutrients from food,
Yeah,
and it can help keep inflammation in check, which is linked to so many health problems and weight gain.
that's crucial.
The article specifically mentions fermented foods like miso, which are often a part of the Japanese diet.
Oh, yeah, fermented foods are great.
Right. And of course, we got that comment from a listener reminding us that kimchi is actually Korean.
Right. Always good to be accurate.
But the point is, fermented foods are good for your gut.
Definitely. They're packed with probiotics, those live beneficial bacteria.
So they add to the diversity of your gut microbiome.
Yeah, and help keep things balanced. They can really help with digestion and nutrient absorption, too.
And they can crowd out the bad bacteria.
Exactly. It's like a little ecosystem in there.
And you know what else the article pointed out?
What's that?
Portion sizes.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese meals tend to be smaller.
That makes sense.
It just puts less strain on your digestive system.
I can see that. When you overeat, it's like you're overloading your system.
And it can lead to discomfort and maybe even prevent your body from absorbing nutrients properly.
So smaller, more mindful portions are key.
So I have to ask, are you paying attention to your portions? And have you thought about adding any fermented foods to your diet, like miso, sauerkraut, yogurt with live cultures?
There are so many delicious options out there.
Exactly. It could be a fun way to boost your gut health.
For sure.
Okay, next up is something I never really thought about before.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Posture.
Yeah, so the article talks about seiza, which is that formal Japanese way of sitting on your heels.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
It contrasts it with how we usually sit, for hours in
Right,
chairs.
we're always sitting.
And it suggests that seiza might be a healthier way for our bodies to rest.
Interesting. Think about it. Seiza forces you to sit up straight, and it engages your core muscles differently.
Yeah, you're not slouching.
Exactly. And good posture, no matter how you're sitting, can help with your breathing, circulation, and even prevent strain on your muscles and joints.
That makes sense.
Now, I know seiza might not be realistic for everyone all the time,
Yeah, probably not for a whole workday.
but it makes you think twice about all that chair sitting we do.
It really does. Even small adjustments can help, though, right?
Absolutely. Like making sure your feet are flat on the floor when you're at your desk, your back is supported, your shoulders are relaxed. Those little things can prevent aches and pains down the road.
Definitely. It's all about being mindful.
So I want you to think about how much time you spend sitting each day.
Okay.
Do you notice any back pain or stiffness? Maybe just being more aware of your posture throughout the day, whether you're sitting, standing, or walking, could make a difference.
I like that simple but important.
And finally, the fifth point the article raises is education. The idea that knowledge about health and lifestyle used to be passed down through generations.
Yeah, like from grandparents to parents to kids.
Exactly. But the article suggests that maybe we've lost that wisdom in Western societies.
Maybe because we rely so much on convenience foods and have these more sedentary lifestyles.
Right, like we've traded traditional knowledge for quick fixes.
It's sad in a way.
It is. And what's interesting is that even with more Western influences in Japan, older generations are still passing down those traditional ways.
That probably contributes to their better health overall compared to us.
I think so. It makes you wonder what kind of health and lifestyle advice you got growing up.
Right. Like, what did your parents or grandparents tell you about food and exercise?
Maybe there are some nuggets of wisdom from our families that we've forgotten.
Definitely worth thinking about.
Now, the article does acknowledge that Japan is changing too,
Right. They're not immune to Western influences.
and those influences could affect their health in the future.
It's a reminder that healthy habits need constant attention, even in cultures with strong traditions.
It's not a given. You have to work at it.
For sure.
And, the article briefly mentioned this thing called the green thickie approach.
I've heard of that.
It's like a Western take on healthy eating, using whole food smoothies to get nutrients and prebiotics, which is basically food for the good bacteria in your gut.
Yeah, it's a way to make healthy eating more convenient.
Exactly. It's cool to see how different cultures are trying to achieve similar health goals.
Definitely. Different paths, same destination.
And we get some great comments from listeners, too. That was a discussion about suicide rates, which is a complex issue we won't get into here.
Right.
And, of course, someone pointed out that kimchi is Korean, not Japanese.
Always appreciate the fact-checking.
Absolutely. But the comment that really stood out was about this Japanese student who gained weight when they ate a typical Western junk food diet.
Oh, yeah.
And then they lost the weight when they went back to eating traditional Japanese food.
That says a lot.
It really does. It shows how powerful those consistent dietary habits can be.
Absolutely.
So to sum it all up, it seems the Japanese approach to health and weight isn't about some restrictive diet or magic bullet.
It's a whole way of life.
Exactly. It's about whole, home-cooked foods, natural movement throughout the day, gut health, posture, and passing down that traditional knowledge.
It's like all these pieces fit together to create a healthier picture.
And while we might not all start sitting on our heels or eating miso soup every day, there are some valuable lessons here.
For sure.
Like, try cooking more meals at home. Find ways to move more throughout your day. Pay attention to your gut health.
And even be mindful of your posture.
It's all about those small, consistent changes.
They can make a world of difference.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. What's one small thing you could adjust this week in terms of your diet or movement based on what we've talked about today? And what old traditions from your own family or culture might be worth revisiting? What small step can you take today towards a healthier you?
It's a journey, not a race.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep down, and we'll see you next time.
See you then.
Bye.